Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Knuckle Up Gaming, and in today's video, we are going to cover one of my personal favorite tames. I know I say that about everything, but this one is such a great creature. It is underused and underappreciated, especially by the wider community. We are going to cover the Gigantopithecus. The Gigantopithecus can do so many things for you. It can do so much, and just people never tame it up. You can tame it at level 30 and it takes no tranks. It is such a fantastic creature. We're going to cover today where to find it, how to tame it, what it's good for, but also some real life facts about the real life creature. All right, first things first, where can we find ourselves a Gigantopithecus? Well, if we bring up our map, you will see at about 50-50, that big landmass right there in the middle, that's the redwoods. All around the border of the redwoods, you're going to find yourself a Gigantopithecus. They are all over the place, but they can be pretty tricky to spot. They are very difficult when they run into the foliage, they run into the trees, run into the bushes. They're very difficult to spot. But what we're going to do is we are going to go and find ourselves one. Let's go, Blitzer. Now, like I said, these things are definitely underappreciated and they're underused in their time. On official servers, on the official servers that I play, I always tame one of these guys up because they can do so much for you. Let's see if we can find ourselves a fairly decent one, just to show you. Now, like I said, you do not have to build a trap. I'm going to build a trap anyways, just because I'm more comfortable building a trap for you. And I want you guys to see that by building just a very simple little trap, you can actually keep it out of harm's way and you can keep it safe. Because the area right here that we're in, the redwoods, Gigantopithecus right there, perfect. This area right here, along this river, you can find Spinos, Baryonyx, Carnos, all over the place, Perlovias, Microraptors. It can become a bad time and a bad place pretty quick. But what we're going to do is dire bears, we're going to build ourselves just a small little trap and we're going to get them in there. Now, it's very important that I brought a bird. I want to be able to fly away after we build this trap, and I am going to show you why. First thing we're going to do is we are going to build ourselves a little foundation. It's only got to be one foundation. All right. Next up, 8 stone doorways, just like this. 7, 8. 1 hatchway right there in the middle, and 2 ramps. 1, 2. Perfect. Now, we're going to whistle you on passive. You can actually walk up right behind this guy and just feed him right through. Just like that. But we're not going to bother doing that. I would rather we put him in a trap. You have to be careful when you get his aggro because this guy can shred armor. Alright? And that's one of the reasons that there are like some PvP people absolutely swear by this creature. Bam, perfect, he's in. Now, here's the reason we brought ourselves a flyer. We need to lose this guy's aggro. Otherwise, we cannot feed it. All right? See, look at that. No option to feed it, but he can smack us. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on Blitzer, and we are going to fly straight up. The reason we're flying straight up is if we fly out to one of the sides and the trap actually de-renders, which is what we're looking for, there's a good chance that when the trap renders back in, there is a chance that that Gigantopithecus is going to render in before the trap. And when he renders in before the trap, he could render right out of the trap. And we don't want that to happen. You can go to any side and lose his aggro, but I always recommend, and I'll always say, fly straight up. Now that he's out of render distance, he should have lost his aggro. At least I think he's out of render distance. Alright, where did I put that trap? Should be right over here somewhere, right? There it is. Yeah, he should have lost aggro. Now what this is going to do is it's going to protect him and protect you. Alright, like if that dire bear gets a little too close, you can always go over there and take care of him. But we're not going to need to. So as you can see, he is trapped. Now all we got to do is duck down, get right underneath here, feed regular kibble. Bam. Now everything that I do is on official settings, so you never have to really so much worry about you don't have to worry about, like, how to convert, if you're playing on official servers, how to convert from my settings to official servers. I run everything on official servers just to show you guys. Now with the kibble, as you can see, it's only going to take a couple of kibble. If you can use Dodo Dex, that's definitely the absolute best app in the world when it comes to taming. And the feeding interval is always the longest in between the first and the second one. So it's going to be a minute before this guy gets hungry again. But since he's in here, let's go over a couple of other things about him. The first thing you're going to notice is he looks like a brute. He looks like a mini King Kong. All right, this guy is a powerhouse. He can knock back enemies like crazy. He is insanely powerful. This guy, even though he's level 45, if you were to get a level 100 or higher, you can take these things into caves pretty safely. I mean, they're not gonna let you down. You pump up some points in health and melee, and this thing's knockback is insane. Its damage is good, and the fact that Shred's armor is really good. But the most important part about him is what he's going to do for you when gathering, because he gathers a resource that only a few tames are going to gather. He gathers fiber, and not only does he gathers fiber passively, which is one of the reasons that I go for this creature almost immediately. If you got blueprints that take a ton of fiber, if you have like a really good Ascendant Rex blueprint or Ascendant Giga blueprint, it's going to take a lot of hide and a lot of fiber. It's kind of a pain pulling out the... you had to poop on me? See, unfortunately, that little bomb you just dropped, that's always a risk of this kind of trap. But as you can see, we can always use that for fertilizer if we want to. But if you get a blueprint that takes a lot of fiber, this guy here, if you put a dino leash, you will actually be, bam, you'll actually be able to gather fiber very, very quickly. And not only that, it will actually slot cap itself with the fiber. Now, one of the other things I like about this guy is you do not need, bam, you do not need a saddle to ride it. You can actually just jump right on it as soon as you tame it. It can jump. This thing is awesome. So let's come over here. Let me show you what it can do fiber-wise. Whoops, wrong button. So that's another bit of its abilities. If you hold L2, it can actually throw you. See, that little crosshair right there, and it can actually yeet you pretty far. Whew. Bam. Come on, buddy. Get back here. See, it's just kind of funny. If you need to get into like a tricky spot, or if you have like parachutes or something, or even an Archaeopteryx that you're holding on to, he can yeet you pretty far. But let me show you what this guy can actually do for you right from the beginning. This guy can gather fiber. Fiber is why you want him. It's R3. So it will be the secondary, third tech, I guess, R3. Or if you're on console, the right trigger, or the right touchpad. See, look how much fiber this guy gets. It's a lot. And if you're early game and you're trying to get as much fiber as you can, this is definitely the way to go. All right. Now, on top of all this, like I said, he will also gather stuff passively. So, let's get him to stop, and let's put him on wandering. Behavior, enable wandering. First things first, let's take everything out. I'm going to show you guys exactly. He's going to come over here and he's going to harvest. Bam. Look at that. Fiber. Just like that. Super easy. If you put this guy right here on Dino Leash, you're going to be able to black box. You're going to be able to slot cap your character with fiber, and it's awesome. He is also a herbivore. He's not, no meat necessary for this guy. He's just a fantastic early game tame, and he's underused, underappreciated. Like, I think this guy here is just amazing. Where are you going? Get back here. Behavior. Disable wandering. Perfect. Now that we got what this guy can do for you, let's talk about some real life facts about this, because the real life creature is really just as interesting as its ARK counterpart. So the first thing you're going to notice about this guy is he's pretty darn tall. Hey, you. I told you to stop. Disable wandering. Stop moving. Why are you like this? Disable wandering. There we go. Alright. You should stop now. You'll notice this is a pretty big dude. Alright. This guy right here, it's pretty big. Now, Gigantopithecus black eye was first discovered in 1935 from a pair of molars that some guy actually was buying inside of a drugstore. They lived anywhere from 2 million up to 100,000 years ago. So our ancient ancestors would have actually ran into this guy. The very first mandible that was found in 1956. Other than that, the fossil record's pretty scarce on this guy. We really don't have anything other than jaw and teeth, other than mandibles and teeth. Its closest living relative is the orangutan. All right, and you can tell, like the creature model here. Like I said, I'm not a big sucker for criticizing the creature models because we all have some kind of artistic license that we need to take here with this. Well, the devs have artistic license. They can't make everything 100% perfect, but this guy here is more. He's like more comparable to like what you would say a Bigfoot is, but the actual creature looked more like an orangutan. Now, all size estimates on this creature, because there's only mandible and teeth, are very speculative. It's pretty difficult. It's very hard to actually get an accurate representation of how big this creature was off of just some teeth and pieces of jaw. But that being said, it may have reached anywhere between 9 to 12 feet and 600 plus pounds. No matter what, this is still a big, beefy thing. Now, it probably didn't walk upright like this did. Like this model probably didn't walk upright. It probably actually walked more around like a gorilla, like on all fours, scurrying around that way. It is considered to be a herbivore in real life too. Its teeth structure is very consistent with herbivorous tendencies, so it doesn't have like big, it doesn't have like big slicing teeth. Like if you need to, eat an animal, like get in there and like really chew up, cut off pieces of meat and everything. They were made more for crushing, like getting into, like bamboo and stuff like that. Now, like I said, it has been used as proof that Bigfoot exists because this creature does or did exist 100,000 years ago at the latest. People do say that, if this thing existed, it could be Bigfoot. I personally would disagree. It's universally dismissed amongst scientists or serious scientists that the Gigantopithecus is proof of concept that a Bigfoot could exist. Me personally, I would more or less agree with the scientists. I would think that we would have found something by now. That being said, that's pretty much everything that I have to say about the Gigantopithecus. If you guys like this video, press that like button, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys want me to do next, and I will do my best to do it. All right. Until next time, see you later. Oh, future Knuckle Up Gaming here. I also forgot to show you guys one thing too. I did tell you that he could wear a helmet. All right, so if we come on here, where did I put it? Oh, might be on my otter. Here we are. You can actually equip a helmet to it. Bam, look at that. Riot control. This dude right here, he's ready to go in and mess up some rioters. Look at that. Boom. All right, cool. That's all I got for you guys. Take it easy.